is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium our District Governor, Jesse Tan, who will introduce our speaker today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rotarian, please help me to welcome our wonderful President D.K. Lee from Rotary International.
Thank you, Jesse. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to be here today in Seattle, Washington, on the 100th anniversary of the founding of your club. I thank you for inviting me to speak and for your patience with me as I practice my English on all of you. As you have probably guessed, English is not my first language. But as the saying goes, practice makes perfect. And as I keep telling my wife, by the end of the Rotary this year, I will be ready to go home to Korea and start new career as an English teacher. She thinks that maybe it would be better to keep on running the family business. It is a good thing that I always listen to my wife. Young and I are both very happy to be part of the centennial celebration of the fourth oldest Rotary Club in the world. This is indeed a great occasion, and I'm very glad to be here with so many Rotarians and friends. It has been 4 years since we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of Rotary International with the very first Rotary Club in Chicago. Excuse me. Soon after, we began to celebrate one by one the clubs that have also reached this great milestone. A club that has served this community for 100 years can look back with pride on its own century of service. Here in Seattle, you can be proud of the $1.5 million that you have provided to area students in scholarships. You can be proud of the numerous projects that your club has funded over the years. Clinical facilities and immunization efforts for children in Eastern Russia. Computer and tutors for Ethiopian students in Israel. Equipment, computers, air conditioning for children with learning disabilities in Haifa. Provides running water for 4 villages in Zambia. Providing equipment to record books for the blind in Russia. A mobile computer lab in Mexico. You have made your community and the world a better place for generations. All around the world, there are Rotary clubs like this one, working day after day, year after year, putting service above self. I have had the great honor of visiting many of them. I have seen Rotarians open their homes to youth exchange students and treat them like her own children. I have seen professional men and women with very demanding schedules give their time to volunteer in their communities. And I have seen how Rotarians give of their talents and their resources again and again in so many ways, not for the thanks or for the recognition, but because they know it is the right thing to do. It is what we as Rotarians have been doing for 104 years. In the months since I became President of Rotary International, I've already done a great deal of traveling to see this work myself. I have made it a point to travel to places where previous presidents have not visited or have visited very seldom. And when I travel, I often meet people who do not yet know about Rotary. They ask me what Rotary is and what it does. They ask me what I saw on my most recent trip. I admit that it is sometimes difficult to know just how to answer. It is difficult to sum up what I saw in Lusaka or Rio or Livingstone in just a few sentences. It is not easy to say. These are the lessons that we learned, and this is what Rotary is like here and here. One thing that we have learned in all of these very different places is that what unites us all as Rotary is much greater than what divides us. Wherever Young and I go, wherever we step off a plane or out of a car, there are Rotarians there to greet us. Wherever we go, we meet people committed to service above self and to sharing the Rotary spirit with others. Wherever we go, we find fellowship and friendship. We find open heart and welcoming smiles. We find people committed to helping others. People who are working every day to put service above self and make dreams real. I have seen Rotarians open their homes to youth exchange students and treat them like their own children. I have seen professional men and women with very demanding schedules give their time to volunteer in their communities. And I have seen how Rotarians give their talent, their resources again and again in so many ways, not for the thanks or for the recognition, but because they know it is the right thing to do. And I have seen over and over again just what kind of difference Rotary can make in the lives it touches. I have seen again and again how Rotary can make dreams real. Our theme may be new in this Rotary year, but the idea is not. For 104 years, Rotary has been making dreams real. And I'm proud and glad that this Rotary Club has been making dreams real for the people of Seattle and the world of 100 years. This anniversary is a milestone. It is an achievement of which you should all be proud. When a club serves for so many years, it has the chance to make a lasting impact on its community and to see the result of its work. I know that the city of Seattle is better off today than it would have been if there had never been a Rotary Club here. And I know that it will be better off in the years to come because of the work that you have done. When a club celebrates 100 years of service, it makes a strong statement about the power of Rotary. And it makes a statement as well about that club's members, that they are people who practice tolerance, who work together, who care about one another, and who put service above self. Few clubs have come to the point that you have all reached today. I hope that you will continue to serve the people of Seattle, of Washington State, and the world with dedication and commitment. And I hope that you will continue to be an example to other Rotarians of what can be achieved through friendship and cooperation. I look forward to the next 100 years of the Rotary of Seattle and to making dreams real with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Lee. We put one of our last pieces into the Rotary Centennial Project building, and what a special day to be able to do that. Thanks to all of the participants in today's program, and to a special welcome to our guests. Kenneth and Matthew, we're delighted to have you as part of our club. And a special thanks to President and Mrs. Lee. You've made a long journey to be with us today, and we are grateful for you for joining in our continuing celebrations of our 100 year. Next week, excuse me. Who's counting? June 10th. That's why I always write it down. We will be at the Red Lion. It will be meeting number 5000. It will mark the beginning of our second century. Bill Gates Sr. will introduce our program, which will be the challenge to us, our second century service project, that of eradicating malaria. We will hear from Kent Campbell, who is an expert in malaria with PATH. To Eric and the Rogues, thank you for helping us and 100 years of community service on literally such a high note. We'd like to thank past President Eric Bremner. He writes the words that haunt our memory. Think back on all his songs that you remember at Rotary. Our own dear rogues all help us tell the story with talent and such creativity. And none of them has ever wanted glory. at Rotary. Eric songs, Rotary. He writes for free for Rotary. Such roguery at Rotary. Woe is me, it's now 1:30. We are adjourned.
Seattle Rotary Online is made possible in part by a grant from First Choice Health, working with the Washington Health Information Collaborative to use technology to bring better health care to patients throughout the Pacific Northwest. First Choice Health.